And now it's 38 people's favorite podcast, The Customer's Always an Asshole. Reading your customer horror stories, here are your wine-drinking buddies, Michelle and Melissa.
I remember, especially at Christmas time, there would be...
Christmas was awful.
It was the worst.
Shit show.
Our store wouldn't close. We didn't close if there was some there. We wouldn't even say, our store is now closed. It would be we'll be closing soon.
Right.
And they wouldn't even... There could be one person left in the store, and not even in your department. And you could start lightly cleaning your department, because in our department, in our store, we had to, at the end of the night, closing was aside from straightening the rows and folding and blah, blah, blah. I mean, you had to wax the rounders and, so that the hangers would slide properly and all that kind of jazz. And I
did not know you guys were such labor intensive.
It was like the military in there. I felt like couldn't even close out your register. You had to kind of lightly clean, and they didn't care if that person wanted to shop till 1 a.m. They would let that person shop till 1 a.m. Because in their eyes, the customer was always right.
You think they still do that?
I don't know. I should go and try it out one night during the holiday season. I should just meander around with a coffee and pick up this and lay it back down to the wrong spot and see what happens.
Unfold stuff and just leave it.
God. I don't know about your store, but our store would give you nice boxes, nice gift boxes. You didn't have to buy them. They didn't even care if you didn't buy anything in their store that day. All you had to do is go up to them and say, "Can I have a gift box?" And they would give to you. And let me tell you,
we didn't have as nice boxes as you did, but
and we had to fold them on our own floor. There was no gift wrapping station I think your department store had that. We didn't even have that.
But later, we had it later. Yeah, okay. There was a long time that we just kept boxes and lids right underneath our cashier.
Well, people would they would buy one thing and be like, "I need 20 boxes." You bought a fucking tie. I need 20 boxes.
So all of the recipients think that their items are coming from this one store because they're using all the boxes.
Well, and the motherfucker's too lazy to wrap anything. I mean, what happened to the days where you sit up till
they
midnight
were
wrapping
nice
gifts?
Boxes. I'll give you that.
But do I really have to make 20 boxes for you because you bought a pair of socks? I do, because that was our whole
thing. Cut up the sock and put it in each
fuckers.
Little piece.
You don't realize until you talk about it again how much you hate working retail. I don't have enough wine in my house to start on returns.
And it's the thing that shapes the best of us. We're all better people for dealing with asshole customers.
I agree. It teaches you, it teaches you how to deal with asshole kids. That's for sure.
Listen to the new podcast.
Even as someone who doesn't work in retail anymore, I still see how people treat retail associates, and I think it's awful.
Awful. Yes. And in the restaurant.
Oh. God, you know what? I give a lot of credit to people who are servers, because I would have been like, "Asshole, get back there yourself and do it." Because
I couldn't do it. One, I was horrible. I would spill my margaritas and everything, but I could never deal with the customer. But then when I worked back of the house, I hated everybody I worked with. So maybe I just don't like people in general.
Maybe
when I worked,
are just assholes.
I worked at a restaurant for a short stint. And a customer came in. I had to put his name on the waiting list. It was like a 20-minute wait, Friday night. Typical, that's not that bad.
Right.
And the bitching and moaning and blah, blah, blah. And I had it at that point. So I said, McDonald's is right up the street. And right after I said it, I'm like, oh my God, I'm fired. But I just couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah.
Restaurant industry, not for me.
It's funny because I know people that do it and love it, and they make good tips, and they're really good at it. But I I have no patience anymore. And I don't
No.
know if it's because of the 10 years I did in retail and in same store, different departments. But
They need to watch Waiting to realize what people do when you treat your server bad.
I'll have to check it out.
It's hilarious. It was basically my whole stint in the restaurant business. I think they based it off of like the store I worked at.
Motherfucker. Oh, sorry. There was the fruit fly in my wine.
Spit it out, you bastard. I don't share.
Fucking fruit flies.
Fucking fruit flies are assholes.
They are. It's my goddamn wine.
I paid for this shit.
Right? Well, I know you know where my husband works, and while that's not considered retail,
oh my God, it's still customer service.
I can't even begin to tell you about this one picture that he shared with me about what
Public
someone left behind.
Works employees. Yes. Well, I can think of one right now that he shared.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
It's the dildo picture.
Yes. Oh,
I mean, who leaves that many dildos on a public train?
Where are you going with that many?
How rich are you?
What are
Those
you
are
doing?
expensive.
Like, what? Why does one person need a handful of them?
Why would you leave them there? Like, can you take them home? Throw them away? Do you recycle? What do you do with those? So this one I actually found it's called didyouKnowYourFacts.com. It's like 3 years old, but it says 13 employees share the time a horrible customer finally made them snap.
Mm.
And the first one I read, so many things came to mind. So this guy owns a smartphone repair shop that opens at 10 a.m. He was running late one morning, and some old dude was pacing at the door, probably at like 10:03, and he looks at the guy that owns the store as he's sticking the key into the door and says something along the lines of, well, it's about time someone got here. Glad you decided to show up. So before opening the door and completely letting him in, he locked it back and said, actually, I think I won't come in today. He grabbed his board and went surfing.
Good for him.
Yeah, I was like, that is awesome. And then I totally got a picture of Jeff Spicoli being like, dude.
Well, because that's the thing.
I'm not fixing your phone.
Right. Like people, whether it's food or clothing or whatever, they think you're there to serve them. Mm-hmm. And that their time is the only thing that's important.
Right. And have a little, it's 10:03. It's 3 minutes later. Like,
right.
Of course, these are just like quick stories. So I'm sure there's background information and all that stuff. But nobody's listening to this that has the background information. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's a creation tool that allows you to record and edit the podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more. You can make money from your podcast, woohoo, with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. As Chick-fil-A says, it's my pleasure.
Wait, can someone tell me what is the big deal with these Popeye chicken sandwiches?
I do not know, but I do know that somebody tried the Popeye chicken sandwich, and I said, how was it? And he said, it was great. And I said, well, how is it compared to Chick-fil-A? And he said, I haven't had it. And I said, well, what the fuck are you telling me that for then?
But hasn't Popeye's been around for a long time?
Yes, but I don't think they ever had a chicken sandwich.
Oh, well, you know now.
Wait. No, they have. No, they have not. I'm getting confirmation from the king of fast food himself.
That they
have no.
They didn't. Okay. Well, did you see the picture that's going around where an employee was making the chicken sandwiches on top of the garbage cans?
No.
Yeah, like they had a cutting board on top of open garbage cans for like extra space, and they were making the chicken sandwiches on top of it.
Because they were making so many?
I guess so. What about KFC? Don't they have some kind of a chicken
KFC's
sandwich?
like, hey, what about me over here?
like the original Colonel? Like, isn't
Yeah.
original always better?
Why
Do you have
isn't he
to
fighting
reboot the
for
chicken
that?
sandwich?
I don't know. Why are
They
we so,
reboot everything these days.
yeah, concerned about manufactured chicken, pulled apart mechanical chicken?
Frozen, GMO, genetically modified chicken.
Oh my God, I want a
Made
Big
on
Mac
top of.
so bad right now.
Oh, I wish I could eat one so bad.
You could wrap it in lettuce.
It's not the same.
I know. Bring your own G-Freak bun. Have them toast it in a separate area that's been cleaned. That will never happen.
Yeah, they probably make it on top of the garbage can. Shit's going down to Popeyes. I guess I just don't follow that type of news. And I was like, what is the big deal with the goddamn chicken sandwich at
That
Popeyes?
is the kind of news that I want to follow. Politics,
Yeah.
world problems,
Yeah, I watched
chicken sandwiches made on top of garbage cans. Yes, I'm in.
I think most of my news comes from like E! Entertainment or TMZ or like any like I follow that kind of news, but
Yeah,
I just
me
didn't.
too.
And I guess it's because I can't eat at Popeyes. I just was like, whatever, chicken sandwich. But then like people are telling stories about how the line's like around the block, and I'm like, what is so special about Popeyes all of a sudden? It's been around forever.
Because they're open on Sunday and Chick-fil-A's not?
Oh, is that what it is?
No, I don't know.
But
then they win. They win on Sundays.
KFC's open.
I know, poor KFC.
Burger King has a chicken sandwich, which used to be the bomb. I don't know how it is now, but
Everybody has a chicken sandwich.
that's what I'm saying. Why is Popeye so special?
McDonald's has a chicken sandwich.
Right?
Although it's, I would debate saying
has
chicken.
a chicken sandwich.
If you want to call chicken between a slice of bread, that is a chicken sandwich.
I mean, tomato.
Potato. Pillow and pillow.
Oh, milk and milk. I hate that. I hate when people say milk.
It must run in the family. Nick feels the same way.
Ugh. Wash. There's no R in wash.
Washington. I went to Washington to buy a pillow.
You know
and
what?
Some milk.
Can I have some more milk? No, but you can have some fucking milk.
Or both. Both. There's no L in both.
There's no L in.
The demise of America. So the girl that we live next to, she used to be a front desk person at a hotel.
Okay.
She said, she has a ton of stories, but she said this one time, a quick story from her. A guy came down with a napkin in his hand, like cupped in his hand, like you're the body of Christ, like a church thing, right? Mm-hmm. So she puts out her hands, like, you're receiving something because a customer's coming to you, like, gonna give you something. It was dog shit inside a napkin or a Kleenex that he drops in her hand, and she's like, "Sir, why would you bring that down here?" And he said, "This was on my bed." And I'm like, why wouldn't you just call down and say, can somebody get up here? There's dog shit on my bed. Or like, you can't prove that.
I think
now it just looks like you're
mouth.
carrying dog shit around in a napkin.
Well, and okay, so why can't you just throw it or flush it or whatever?
Right.
And call
ask
and
to change rooms.
But what? Who had a dog in there?
I mean, there's some hotel rooms that can have dogs.
But
I don't know
a dog?
But I don't know any that would have been cleaned and then a dog would shit on a comforter.
Right. That's
and then they would check somebody in there. I don't know. See, these are the questions.
Are the maids bringing their dogs to work?
She is going to be on an episode and give me these details.
Please let me know, because I am fascinated by this right now.
Stay tuned for the next. The customer's always an asshole.
customers are fucking dicks, I'm telling you.
This is Melissa.
And this is Michelle. Thanks for listening.
Send your asshole stories to
AholeStories@gmail.com.
text or leave a message at
702-551-2011. Standard rates apply. And don't forget,
don't be an asshole. Bye.